Hi, my name is Jasmine, and welcome to my channel, PCOS Wellness. If you don't already know, I have PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I've been trying to lose weight for the past 2 years since I was diagnosed in 2021. But I have finally figured out what works for me in order to lose 15 pounds in 2 months. So I wanted to share with you guys exactly how I came to do that. So I have my notes here. If you've been struggling with weight loss, this video is for you, so stay tuned. If you don't already know, PCOS is a hormonal disorder that makes it really difficult to lose weight. So I've been trying to lose weight for 2 years. It's been really difficult, but I finally figured out the things that have worked for me. So I wanted to share that with you guys to see if these things may work for you. There are a few things that I changed. So let's get to it. The first thing I did in order to lose weight was change my mindset and change my attitude. With PCOS, I got really depressed at one point because I was seeing a lot of weight gain and I wasn't seeing any weight loss, even with the little things that I was doing. So I got into a really negative space. And what that did was just create a whole bunch of stress, which just made the symptoms of PCOS worse, and even made me lazy, I would say. So even when I was working out, I would stop, and I stopped for a good amount of time just because I wasn't seeing any changes. So in my mind, it was, this isn't working, nothing's going to work, I'm not seeing nothing. You cannot think like that. You cannot think like that. All that does is just create this negative space and doesn't allow for any change. So you want to make sure that you have this positive mindset and know that you can lose weight, because you actually can. With me, even with watching other people's videos, seeing, some of the things that work for them, and when I would try them and it wouldn't work, I know that put me in a negative space and just made me think that it couldn't happen. But it can happen. It's just that you might have to try different things. Or it's not might, you have to try different things. You have to try what works for you. Not everyone's body is the same. We all know that. So even if we have this common disorder, it doesn't mean that we all have the same symptoms. It doesn't mean that we, all the same weight. It doesn't mean that we have the same body. So you have to do what works for you, and you have to find out what that is. So you're going to have to do some trial and error. And when you know this, when you know that it's going to be a process, and when you know that it's something that you're going to have to work on, that's going to help your mindset, and it's going to help you be more positive towards the situation, because you know that it's going to be a process. So just make sure that you believe in yourself, believe that you can lose weight, because you can. You just have to figure out what works for you. The second thing I did to lose weight was exercise. Even before being diagnosed, I was working out a lot. I would say even like 5 days a week. I was working out a lot. And that's actually what made me get diagnosed or go to the doctors, was that I was working out for, it was like an 8-month period. I was working out for that long and wasn't seeing any weight loss. I was maintaining the same weight. So I was like, okay, something's wrong. Like, I'm doing everything right. My diet wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So I was doing everything right in my eyes. And I was like, I'm working out 5 days a week. I'm not seeing any changes. What's going on? So when I got diagnosed, going back to the first thing, it put me in a negative space, because I was like, okay, here I have this thing and it's going to be basically impossible for me to lose weight now. So I got into that negative space, but getting back into that positive space and knowing that I can lose weight, it helped me get back to exercising. So that's also a thing too. Even if you're exercising now and you're not seeing any results, don't stop, because you know that there's different things that you're going to have to try. So don't stop, because as you know, it's hard to get into the routine of exercising. You don't want to stop because it's going to be hard to get back, like it was for me. When I got diagnosed and I got into that depression, it was hard to get back. It was hard to start up again. So it was a good amount of time that I wasn't working out. And that's actually when I started gaining weight. When I was working out, I was just maintaining the same weight, and wasn't losing, wasn't gaining. It was maintaining the same weight that whole time. So do not stop working out while you're trying to figure out exactly what works for you. Also, what I did was incorporate more strength training and HIIT exercises rather than just doing a lot of cardio. I was doing some strength training, but I wanted to make sure that I was doing more. So you don't have to do a lot of cardio. Absolutely do some cardio, but make sure that you're getting that strength training in. Also, you need rest. Make sure that you're resting. Make sure that you have those rest days. I know for me, even now, I make sure I work out at least 4 days a week. Sometimes I do go to that 5, sometimes I do 6, but I do notice that when I'm over exercising that I don't feel as good. So you want to make sure that you don't over exercise, that you do give yourself that rest. And even on the rest days, if you do like a light walk around the block or something, like that's fine as well. Just as long as you're getting that rest and you're not over exercising. You don't want to over exercise your muscles. Over exercising isn't great. It's not healthy. The third thing I did to lose weight was actually get on a medication called Phentermine. So Phentermine is a appetite suppressant. Getting on this, so I didn't actually seek this medication out. When I went to a follow-up with my endocrinologist, just to let her know how I was doing, to see if there's anything I'm doing wrong, which I do recommend. Always talk with the doctor to see if there's other things that you can try. She recommended Phentermine because I was having a lot of issues with my cravings. My cravings were really, really, really intense. Cravings for sweets, mainly, and then carbs, like just bread. I was craving a lot. So yeah, I had intense cravings towards those things, and she suggested Phentermine. So it's not a magic pill. It doesn't make you just shed weight. It's an appetite suppressant. Even with it being that, it didn't make me less hungry. I still eat 3 times a day and with a snack. For some people, it does make them less hungry, but for me, it didn't. But what it did was lessen those cravings, lessen the need for those sugary sweets, lessen the need for the carbs. Like when I tell you that I craved these things, like intense cravings, like I need this or else I'm going to be upset. That's how like intense the cravings was. I would eat ice cream every day, almost every day. The pints of Ben and Jerry's. So with the Phentermine, what that did was just lessen the need for those. So instead of wanting ice cream, I'm okay with just eating fruit. Like I don't crave those things anymore. Instead of wanting like pizza or something really bready, I'm okay with just eating like chicken and broccoli. So that's what it has helped me do. It didn't really suppress my hunger because I still eat those. I still eat throughout the day. I just eat better things. I make healthier choices. So like I said, it's not a magic pill. It doesn't make you shed weight. I know that with some people, it doesn't even work like at all. But with some people, it does work and it does really suppress their hunger. So, you may get that. You may get that it suppresses your hunger. You may get that it doesn't work at all. You may get that it, like for me, lessen the cravings, which has helped immensely with the weight loss. So talk with your doctor or your endocrinologist to see if that's something that you would like to try or get on. I know that for me, she said that you can only be on it for like 3 months max because it does have a addictive quality to it. So that's why you need to talk with your doctor and, give them your medical history, or they'll know your medical history to see if this is even a good fit for you. You need to make sure that you are incorporating a healthy lifestyle with this so that when you do get off of it, you're not dependent on it. So I'm going to make a separate video about me on Phentermine. I documented my journey with it, exactly how it made me feel, exactly, how long it took for those cravings to even lessen. What dose and stuff I was on. So I'm going to make a separate video all about that for you, just so you know exactly what to look for with it. The fourth thing I did, and the most important thing I did to lose weight, was change my diet. I put this last just because of the importance of it and because of the Phentermine and how it played a part in it as well. I do think that diet is the most important thing. When I tell you, like, with the research that I have been doing in regards to diet and how exactly things like certain foods, how it makes you feel, how it makes you bloat, gives you inflammation, like this is what the food that we consume on a daily basis does to our bodies. It's crazy. So diet is definitely really, really important. Of course, incorporate it with exercise, which is important as well. But what we put into our bodies really, really determines how we are going to feel for the rest of that day. It just really does. I know that, you probably have seen this with certain foods that you eat too. So, okay. So with diet, there's a few changes within diet that I did. So change number one was limiting my calories. So I needed to know exactly what amount of calories that I needed to hit daily in order to lose weight. So I went to Google and I did a search for like a calorie calculator to be able to determine that. I believe it's called calculator.net. Calculator.net. And you choose the calorie calculator. So what you do is you put your age, your gender, the amount that you exercise. So it'll ask you, like, do you do light? Do you do are you active? Do you do heavy exercise? Just so that it can determine exactly the amount that you need. So for me, what ended up being 1,700 that I needed to hit daily, or less than that daily, in order to lose weight. So knowing that amount, what I did was download a calorie tracker called MyFitnessPal. With MyFitnessPal, you're able to put in the amount of calories that you need. You can put in all kinds of things. You can put in the carbs that you want to hit, the fiber that you want to hit, the sugar amount, all of that. You can track all of that. For me, what I did first was just stick to calories. I don't know if you're like me if you do too much at once, you get a little overwhelmed. So I made sure that I just stuck to counting the calories instead of counting all that extra stuff. At first, I wanted to make sure that it was something that I was able to do. Because when I get overwhelmed, I'm just going to stop doing it, period. So that's also a thing. Like, know yourself, know what you can handle, and take it slow. Take it slow. If you try to do too much at once, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you're going to mess yourself up. So just take it slow. You can start with just calories if you need to, and then work your way up if that works for you. So every day for about a week, I would put in what I ate and made sure that it hit below that calorie amount. And then after that week, I was pretty good about knowing what it is that I was eating and the amount of calories in those things. So I only used MyFitnessPal for about a week, which there's a free trial that you can do. I believe it was for 30 days. Be careful too, if you don't want to use it past that month, to cancel before the subscription renews, because then it's going to be, I believe it was like 80 to 90 for the year, which I forgot and I ended up paying for it. So okay, change number 2 within diet was to limit my dairy intake. So that means I don't drink milk. If I do want something with milk in it, I'll just make it like an almond milk. Even with creamer wise, I make sure that it's dairy free. I do the Silk almond creamer. We love that here. With cheese, I already don't really like cheese, but the things that I do like cheese on, I try to limit that as much as possible. And then, of course, no ice cream. That just goes with not having sweets that much anyway. Not to say that I won't have ice cream every once in a while, but it's not something that, of course, I don't have on a weekly basis. Change number 3 within diet was to limit my carb intake. Now, I didn't do a like net carb. I didn't do a daily net carb amount. What I did was, like, with the tracking my calories on the MyFitnessPal, I was able to see the amount of carbs and the things I was eating. So just mentally, I told myself, try to get under like 120 carbs daily. Hey guys, I just wanted to clarify what I meant by not tracking net carbs versus having a daily carb amount or a total carb amount. As you can see, to get the net carb amount in foods, you subtract the fiber and any sugar alcohols within that food. This is usually used in the keto diet. So, with being careful of my carb intake, what I did was, instead of getting fries as a side, just choose veggies. Instead of doing like a regular white bread, do a whole grain or gluten free or a zero carb bread. It's all about making those just healthier choices. It's really all about making those healthier choices. There's a healthier option to almost everything that we eat. So just find that healthier option. And, if it's not something that you like, there's another option. There's so many different options with bread, there's so many different options that we can choose from. The fourth thing I did within diet change was to increase my water intake, of course. Increasing my water intake helped me to feel fuller in between meals, so that I wasn't eating a lot of portion when I did eat. It also helped me to just feel more hydrated and energized. I try to do 8 cups a day, which is, I'll do like 16-ounce bottles. I'll do about at least 4 of those every day. Definitely increase your water intake. I know that you always hear that. I know I heard that a lot, but it honestly does help. And I also use water as my main source of drink. So I don't do like regular pop. I will have a sugar-free ginger ale every once in a while, just to, kind of get that taste, because you kind of miss that taste sometimes. So I do that every once in a while, but for the most part I just drink water. And if I do want a juice or something, I make sure that the juice doesn't have any added sugar, that is all like a natural fruit juice or something like that. So those are the things that I did in order to lose 15 pounds in 2 months. My journey isn't over. I'm still losing weight. As the weeks go by, I'm still losing weight. I'm actually due for a check-in pretty soon. But if there's anything that I want you to take from this video, of course, look at the things that I did in order to lose weight. But really, what you need to keep in mind is that you shouldn't expect overnight results. You shouldn't expect fast results. That's not how your body works. That's not how bodies work in general. You want to make sure that you're going about this in a healthy way. And that's down to even your mindset. You want to make sure that your mind is healthy, your body is healthy, your soul is healthy. You want to make sure that you are completely healthy, that you're taking this at a good enough pace that works for you, that you are able to keep these things, that you are able to keep these routines, keep these habits, even as, the years go on. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. This is a new video style for me, so if you like these type of videos, please let me know in the comments, as well as subscribe. I have so much more to talk about with this weight loss journey, and even PCOS in general, PCOS period. Hit the notification bell so that you know that whenever I upload, you can have your weekly dose of PCOS content from me. So please comment what you liked about this video. Please comment if you have any questions for me. I'll be happy to answer it. I really will. Please comment any new videos that you want to see from me. If there's anything that I talked about in this video that you want me to talk about or further expound on, please let me know. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later.